you guys. Okay, so I wanted to come and teach you a tool today that I am working on using for myself, and so I thought I would share with you. So something that I'm working on right now is really my mindset. I honestly have been kind of stuck in a why me, how could I, and I've been comparing a little more than I should. We're all human, right? Even I compare and I have a hard time sometimes. But so my business is growing, and a lot of that is thanks to you guys, right? You're here with me, and because of that, I'm in a really special training group right now with my upline, and so we get to do these personalized calls every week. And this is what we talked about last night, and it was so good that I wanted to share it with you because there's a lot of power in this, and I want to be able to pass it on to you so that it can help you with your goals. So mindset is really kind of the root of everything we do. You can do anything if you have the right mindset, and that's something that I'm learning and starting to actually believe more. You know you can know it but not believe it, and so I'm working on that. And so this kind of goes along with like the idea of affirmations and just kind of like speaking how you speak to yourself. Okay, so these are called contrast and clarity statements. So basically what you do is, this one has you do 10, do however many you want, do 5, do 10. Basically you write down 10 things that you don't like about your circumstance right now. So not what you don't like about yourself, don't write that down, but what you don't like about your circumstance. You write that down. Then you write what's called a clarity statement. And you basically write the opposite, and you write it as if it's already happened. So basically you are taking control of what you're speaking to yourself and your mind. And then the power in these comes from when you speak them often, right? So every day, or as often as you can. And then last night in our call we talked about, and this is something I hadn't ever thought to do, but to pray over these specific statements, right? And to ask God to help you make these, to help put in your heart what it is that you need to work on and the circumstances that you maybe need to focus on. And then to pray over them specifically once you write them so that you can invoke His power every day too. So I'm going to give you a couple examples of mine so you can kind of see how to do it. So I wrote these back at the very end of December when I was planning for my year. So this is called the Rise Up Planner. It was actually made by a Beachbody coach. Her name is Moira Kabuka. She's one of the top coaches, and it's kind of her own planner. So she had been using like a bunch of planners for things, and she just kind of combined everything into one. And contrast and clarity statements is built into the planner, which is super cool. Okay, so I'll read you a couple of mine. My very first one of the things I don't like about our circumstances, that we basically live paycheck to paycheck right now. So my clarity statement was then, there's a couple different ways you can say things. I'll say it like 2 different ways, and you can see how there's different ways to say it. But I have, it feels good having extra money each paycheck to save and get ahead. You could also say like, I see myself having extra money each paycheck to save and get ahead. Or she also gives some examples like, it excites me too, I love seeing, I have no doubt. Those kind of phrases are the ones you use for these clarity statements. Another one I have is that my husband works a 9 to 5 every day. I hate that. I really like my husband, and I really like spending time with him. So I have big dreams of him not having to work traditional hours. So I have my clarity statement to that is, I love that Bri has a very flexible job and that he loves and energizes him. My husband doesn't always love his job. So let's see. Another one I sometimes obsessively check social media. I go down that rabbit hole too. So for this one, I have no doubt the content I put out there is well received and seen by those who need to see it. And then I really want to travel. That's one of my biggest whys for growing my business, is to be able to take my family places and have experiences instead of buying things. And so the last one I have is we don't have money or time to travel. And I put, it feels good and excites me to have time and money to travel and give my family experiences. So basically, you are working on changing your mindset from a negative one to a positive one, and kind of like speaking to yourself in a way that empowers you, because you're saying it in a way that is like it's already happened, or you can kind of envision it more. So this is a really powerful tool, and I would love for you to write 3 or 5 or 10, and if you want, send them to me, or share below if you're comfortable with that. But if not, send them to me. Tell somebody about these to help hold you more accountable and to speak more truth into them. But then I need to read these more. I haven't been reading them regularly. I actually hadn't read them since I wrote them until last night on our call. So I need to do that more and to invite God into them more. So I challenge you to do that today or this week. Figure out those statements of the things that you don't like about your circumstance that are changeable. And then write those clarity statements and start working on them, because we have so much power and more control over our circumstances than we often think. So hope that's helpful. Hope you guys are having a great Wednesday. Talk to you soon.